You have time to read the instructions and questions and check your work. All recordings are played only once. Now turn to Section 1. Section 1. You will hear a conversation between an insurance broker and a client. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You will see that there is an example. This time only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Good morning, madam. Can I help you?
Actually, yes. I've just got a new flat and I'm going to move my things in tomorrow, and I haven't got any insurance yet for my things. I'd like a quotation for my car insurance as well, to see if you can give me a better deal. It's coming up for renewal soon, you see.
Fine. That shouldn't be a problem. Let's just take down some details. First of all, can I have your name, please?
Of course. It's Mrs. Norma Willis.
Good. That's Norman without an N, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
So, Norma is the correct answer. Now we begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, as the recording is not played twice. Listen carefully to the conversation and answer questions 1 to 5.
Good morning, madam. Can I help you?
Actually, yes. I've just got a new flat and I'm going to move my things in tomorrow, and I haven't got any insurance yet for my things. I'd like a quotation for my car insurance as well, to see if you can give me a better deal. It's coming up for renewal soon, you see.
Fine. That shouldn't be a problem. Let's just take down some details. First of all, can I have your name, please?
Of course. It's Mrs. Norma Willis.
Good. That's Norman without an N, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
And can I have the address that you're moving to, please?
It's Flat 8, Chepping Dean, 23 Dean Road, Westley.
Can you spell Chepping Dean, please?
Of course. Chepping is spelt Chepping, and Dean is spelt Dene. The name of the road, Dean, is spelt the same way too.
And what's the postcode there?
It's WE3 9HT.
Can I take a telephone number?
It will have to be only my mobile, I'm afraid, as I haven't installed a landline yet. My mobile is 07525 745 642.
Let's look at the car insurance first, quickly. I need the model, age and engine size.
It's a 4-year-old Toyota MR2 sports car. It has a 2-litre engine.
Will it be parked in a garage, in a drive or in the road?
At my present address, it's in the drive, but the flat that I'm moving into tomorrow has a garage provided, and tenants are not allowed to leave their cars in the visitor spaces, so it'll be garaged all the time.
2 more questions. The first is, do you have any no claims bonus? And the second is, do you have any driving convictions?
I have 3 years no claims, but I had a claim for a new windscreen this year, and I don't know if that will affect it.
No, that won't count. The no claims will stand.
Good. As for convictions, I have 3 points for being caught speeding 2 years ago.
Before the conversation continues, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 6 to 10.
Right, let's have a look at the household stuff now, while the computer is checking rates for the car. So, what kind of flat is it?
It's a 2-bedroom flat.
Have you bought the flat, or are you renting?
I'm just renting it.
So, you just need some household insurance for your possessions.
That's right.
First of all, can you give me a list of all the things that you want covered by the insurance?
Yes. First of all, there's my electrical goods, like my hi-fi, TV, DVD player, video player, a couple of radios, a hairdryer, my laptop and printer. I've estimated all the values of the electrical goods. There are various DVDs and CDs too. It should come to about £2,500.
Anything else?
Yes, there's my jewellery. I've some necklaces, bracelets, rings and brooches that I inherited. They're all in different metals and with different jewels. I've got a list itemising them all here. I've also got a small strongbox which screws into the cupboard, so they're reasonably safe.
Anything else?
Well, just the usual kitchen stuff and clothes that I'd like to be included.
OK, that's not a problem. Now I need to ask some things about the flat. What floor is it on?
Well, I wanted a first floor flat, but this is a ground floor one. I can use the garden with it though.
Yes, but the premium will be a little higher because of course a burglar finds it more difficult to enter a flat on the first floor.
Oh, I never thought about that.
What about safety measures in the flat?
Well, there are 2 different keys for the front door, and one of them is a deadbolt, so that's quite good. I've been to the local shop and ordered a burglar alarm too, which has a motion sensor and everything. It's not in yet, but it will be soon.
That's good.
The windows are quite new and all double glazed, so like all new windows nowadays, they have extra locks on them, so that makes it quite secure.
That's good too. So really, it's reasonably safe. That will make a difference on the premium. Do you know if there's a smoke alarm fitted in that flat?
I never thought of that. I think it's the law now if you're renting, so there must be.
Well, that's about it. Let's look now. I've got 2 quotes for you. First the car, and then the household. £750 fully comp for the car, or £500 third party fire and theft. The contents is £100.
Does the contents cover me if I lose something or I'm robbed outside the home?
As long as it's in this country and on the list of items covered, yes.
Well, I'll keep the old car insurance as my present deal is better, and I'll take the contents. Can I pay by cheque?
Cash, cheque, credit card, anything you want.
That is the end of section 1. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
You will hear a speaker from the Brisbane Festival talking to some international visitors in Brisbane, Australia. As you listen to the talk, answer questions 11 to 20. Before you listen, look at questions 11 to 20.
Good evening. I've been asked to tell you all about the Brisbane Festival, which is being held here in Brisbane from September the 8th to October the 6th. You are all, of course, welcome to come along to the various activities that we have planned while you're visiting our city. We're happy to announce that we have some free tickets, which I'll hand out later. The Brisbane Festival is held every year in a number of venues around Brisbane, not only to show off our own local talent, but also to celebrate the incredible talent that we have in the Australian and the Southeast Asian region. It's a great time for us to catch up with our interstate and international friends, and we're thrilled that this year we have a record number of performances from Southeast Asian participants. We have seen an increased amount of interest from European and American artists in recent years, and we welcome them as well. Our goal is to bring people together through art by making art accessible to everyone. The Brisbane Festival aims to promote cultural understanding and interaction. Right, well, as you experienced today, we have a wonderful climate here in Brisbane. Our average temperature is about 24 degrees Celsius, and we have something like 290 sunny days a year. Naturally, we want to take advantage of this, so we've scheduled performances in public places such as South Bank Parklands and the City Gardens, as well as the more traditional indoor venues, the Performing Arts Centre, Brisbane Convention Centre, the Brisbane Powerhouse, and some of our university campuses. I'll hand out a copy of the program shortly, but I'd like to tell you about some of the highlights of the program and encourage you to enjoy as many of them as possible. I can also give you details on how to get to the venues. The first event that I'll be seeing is the Israel Philharmonic Orchestra at the Performing Arts Centre tomorrow night. That's September 8. It starts at 8 p.m. and because there is one performance only, you should get there well before 8 p.m., say 7:30 at the latest. And then for something completely different, Monkey, which is a play, is showing at the Powerhouse at 6:30 on the following night. So you will have 2 late nights in a row, but they are such different performances that I think you have to see both of them. Monkey is based on a 16th century Chinese story. You might have seen the television series. I can't wait for that one. We also have plenty of music on the itinerary. For those of you who like to hear arias, world-renowned soprano Sumi Jo is performing with the Queensland Orchestra on September the 11th. She will be starting at 8 p.m. If you can't make it then, though, she will be performing some opera at later performances. And talking about music, Festival Club is going to be held every evening from Wednesdays to Saturdays at the City Gardens. Festival Club features music from around the world. I'm sure this will be very popular with the younger members of our group, and you'll feel very relaxed in the cool spring Brisbane evenings under the stars. The City Gardens is one of our most popular venues. For those of you who are interested in visual arts, from September 14, the Art Gallery will be displaying works in the Asia-Pacific Triennial. There are details of that display in the handout. If you like drama, you'll have to see Slava's Snow Show the next day at the Performing Arts Centre. It is a Russian production which has been wowing audiences from Moscow to London. It starts at 6. Again, don't be late because I'm sure that will be very popular and the Performing Arts Centre has limited seating. Barbara Fordham will be performing a series of concerts at the City Football Club from September 20. She has the most wonderful voice and you won't want to miss one of her concerts, particularly if you like blues music. Concerts start at 8, as I said, at the City Football Club. We also have a Poetry and Writers Festival happening in Brisbane, if you're into that. The Poetry Festival starts on September the 22nd, and the Writers Festival will be on from October 4 to October 6. And if you don't go to anything else, you simply must go to the Opera Under the Stars at City Gardens. This will be the grand finale on October 6. It really will be fantastic, and I expect there will be fireworks and all sorts of exciting things going on. So remember that one. Opera Under the Stars, starting at 6 on October 6. Okay, that's it from me. I really hope that you take the time to join in whenever you can with the Brisbane Festival celebrations. If you want any more information, please come and see me. The information booklets and tickets are at the front door. Have a good night, everyone, and enjoy your time in Brisbane.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turn to Section 3. Section 3. In this section, you will hear 2 short talks about animals. Mark is going to talk about the koala. As you listen, complete the notes with the information you need.
Now you have some time to read questions 21 to 30.
Now listen to the first talk and answer questions 21 to 29.
Good afternoon. Today we'll have 2 students, Mark and Philip, to talk about animals. Mark will be the first. Mark, please get straight down to business.
Right. As you know, Australia has many unique species of animals due to its long geographical isolation, such as kangaroos, wallabies, koalas, wombats, dingoes, possums, platypuses, spiny anteteras, and so on. Today I'm going to talk about koalas. The koala is a sluggish, tailless, furry, arboreal marsupial. Koalas are different from state to state in colour and build, probably because of differences in climate and diet. In Queensland, for example, koalas typically have a red dish or tawny colour. In New South Wales, koalas are greyish with ash-like flecking. In Victoria, they tend to be heavily built, with a shaggy coat of a brownish colour. Koalas tend to be solitary creatures. They come together to mate in spring and early summer. At mating time, the males are noisy and quarrelsome. Baby koalas are born approximately 35 days after conception. Although furless and weighing only half of a gram, the baby koala climbs into the mother's pouch unaided. 6 months later, it leaves the pouch. By now, the baby koala is fully furred, and the mother carries it on her back or cuddles it to her chest for another 6 months. Normally, koalas have single babies, and twins are rare. Koalas become mature completely after 4 years, although the female is sexually mature at about 2 years. Koalas only eat gum leaves and drink no water. The Aboriginal word koala means no water. But of the 500 eucalyptus species, koalas eat only about 13. The koala's digestive system enables it to survive on a diet of gum leaves, which consist largely of fibre, which have a very low protein content. An adult koala eats around 1 kilo of leaves a day. In the wild, it is thought that the koala lives for about 10 years, although koalas in zoos may live for 20 years. The fully grown female koala measures about 60 centimetres. Males are bigger, measuring about 80 centimetres and weighing 13.5 kilograms. The koala has 2 thumbs on each forepaw, opposed to 3 fingers. In climbing, it grips mainly with these, and uses its rear paws for a toe hold in a swift jumping action. It seems that koala may not always have looked as they do today. A recent discovered fossil jawbone indicates an animal almost twice the size of today's typical koala. Also, it may have kept to the ground and even knocked over small trees.
Thank you, Mark. It's an interesting talk. Koala is my favourite animal. It's lovely and cute. Philip, now it's your turn.
Section 4. You're going to hear a short talk about the banks in Britain. As you listen, complete the statements by writing no more than 3 words in the spaces provided. Now you have some time to read questions 31 to 40 first.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for turning up today to this short talk I'm going to give on student banking. Many of you are unfamiliar with the way banks work in this country, and today's talk should give you a few starting points. Well, as you probably know, you'll need to open a bank account while you're here. The safest place to keep your money is in a bank. Choose one that is near where you study. All the major banks in Britain offer special facilities for students, and we'll be only too happy to explain how to open an account. The most useful type of account is a current account. You can pay in money received in any form and then draw it out when you need it by using your chequebook. Writing out cheques in their name can make payments to other people. If you want to draw out cash for yourself, make the cheque payable in your own name or to cash. A cheque crossed with 2 parallel lines is even safer, as it must be paid into a bank account. Payment by crossed cheque has the added advantage that when the person to whom you have given the cheque presents it at a bank, it will eventually come back to your bank and provide proof of payment. Most people now ask their bank to supply only ready crossed cheques. Most banks don't make charges if you keep more than a certain amount of money in your account. However, you shouldn't overdraw on your account, withdraw more money than you have in, without the bank's permission. If you borrow money from the bank, there will be an interest charge. You will also have to pay a small charge to convert foreign currency paid into your bank into sterling. If you have more money than you need for month-to-month expenses, it is a good idea to open a deposit account for some of it, where it can earn interest. This interest is taxable, but if your bank knows that you are not normally resident in Britain, then you do not pay tax on it. You can't pay by cheque on a deposit account, and to withdraw money, you should give the bank 7 days' notice, or you'll lose 7 days' interest. When you have established yourself as a satisfactory customer with the bank, they can issue you with a cheque card. This is really an identity card, which guarantees that correctly written cheques up to the value of £50 will be honoured by the bank. A cheque card can be very useful, as many shops and enterprises, particularly in London and the cities, will not accept a cheque unless a cheque guarantee card backs it. You can also use it with your chequebook to draw up to £50 cash from almost any bank in Britain. If you also ask for a Euro cheque card, this can be used in the same way to draw cash from most banks in Europe. Many banks provide dispensing machines, generally set in the wall of a bank outside, where you can draw cash when the bank is crowded or closed. Provided you are a satisfactory customer, the bank can issue you with a cash card, which allows you to draw up to £100 a day.
That is the end of section 4. You will have half a minute to check your answers.